Hey everyone, welcome back to Marvel Madness, where the movies and TV shows of the Marvel world are battling it out to see which will reign supreme. You should have the drill down by now, but for those of you who might be new, we're working our way through an MCU bracket, where you, the viewers, get to vote on and decide which movies or shows are going to move on to the next round and which will be eliminated. Another round of voting has come to a close, so I'm here to discuss last episode's contenders, reveal who is actually moving on based on the votes, and open up voting for the last four matchups of round one. Last episode's matchups included Iron Man vs. The Incredible Hulk, Agent Carter vs. Captain America Civil War, The Avengers vs. AntMan, and Thor vs. Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings. I have my 2-minute timer ready to make sure I don't spend too long on any one matchup. Let's go.
Oh man, you know it.
So the first matchup is Iron Man vs. The Incredible Hulk. I find it really fitting that these two get to face each other in the first round, as they are literally the very first two MCU movies. Before there even was an MCU, Marvel was just creating superhero movies, and we had Iron Man and The Incredible Hulk. These are 1 and 2 in this whole huge line that we have now created. So it feels very fitting that one of them is automatically going to make it into the next round. Now, I love The Incredible Hulk. I think Edward Norton did a great job with Bruce Banner. And whichever actor you think is the better Hulk, I'll leave that up to you. I'm not going to judge. I think they have both done a great job. But I did love that Incredible Hulk movie. Iron Man, likewise. I feel like Iron Man really set the stage for everything. If there was no Iron Man movie, I guarantee there would be no MCU. The Incredible Hulk wasn't enough to launch all that had happened. Robert Downey Jr. taking his role as Iron Man in that very first movie, that's what set the stage for everything that followed. So these two movies being the first in this huge line is so huge. I do have to say, the movies that have since come after that point, it has grown. The scale of Marvel has grown incredibly since these first few. We actually have a lot of the original batch in this bracket right now. But Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk being the first two, there's a huge significance to those. I'm going to go ahead with Iron Man as my pick. I feel like it was the better movie at the time, the better movie overall, and just, it was the original that launched everything that came after.
I am Iron Man.
The second matchup is Agent Carter versus Captain America Civil War. I don't know how many of you have watched Agent Carter. I loved it. Being able to watch Peggy Carter back before most of the MCU as we've seen it, after Captain America, the first Avenger, seeing how she progressed from there, it did a great job of just showing the path that she went and showing us a Marvel storyline where it was not dominated by some big all-powerful hero. It was at the time before that, where it was just people getting together, figuring out what's going on. We have Howard Stark in there, and Jarvis, an in-person Jarvis, where the mechanical Jarvis was based on. The whole storyline was great, just watching these individuals progressing through their lives, the founders of S.H.I.E.L.D. before S.H.I.E.L.D. came to be. It was a great show. Captain America Civil War is the opposite. It is not the small-scale, no heroes, or no superheroes type of idea. It feels weird to call Captain America Civil War a Captain America film because it's really an Avengers film. Captain America was leading a team of superheroes up against Iron Man and a team of superheroes. It was like everyone was in this movie. So how is it a Captain America film? Well, because we're really following Captain America above everyone else in this film. But it really was an Avengers film, Avengers level, just with all the heroes that were packed in there. And that scene that took place in the airport between them, it was iconic. Just the two sides clashing there and seeing some new characters, some old characters, all battling it out, kind of fighting each other, but not really wanting to fight each other. Just this awkward exchange of a battle. It was great. I'm going Captain America Civil War. They were both... I'm going Captain America Civil War. They were both fantastic. But I just love that movie.
I believe this is yours, Captain America.
The next matchup is the Avengers versus Ant-Man. Now, I mentioned in a prior video that I love the humor of Ant-Man, and it was enough for me to give Ant-Man and the Wasp my vote at the time. The Avengers, though, just as I loved Iron Man because it launched the MCU, I love the Avengers because it was the first huge team up. And it's kind of funny to call it a huge team up now, because that was, 5 heroes? And they were wondering at the time, could these 5 all share the screen at the same time? Well, now having multiple heroes is just common in the MCU. And it's more of how many, dozens of heroes are all going to be sharing the screen at the same time when they do these big team ups in the Avengers movies. But the original Avengers, it was showing for the first time that we can have an integrated universe where they fight alongside each other. So for me, I love Ant-Man, happily watch it. But I'm going to go with the Avengers because at the time when this came out, it blew my mind being able to see heroes from multiple movies all coming together, interacting, becoming a team. So definitely I'm rooting for the Avengers on this one. That one has my vote.
Enjoy the moment.
The last matchup is Thor versus Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And talk about movies that came out in different eras. Thor was part of that original group, along with Iron Man, along with the Incredible Hulk, leading up to the Avengers. We got introduced to Thor for the first time, and it took it seriously. It took his role seriously. He was this impetuous, young, he's old considering Earth years, but young hero who didn't yet know what it meant to be a hero. Shang-Chi is a very recent MCU title, having just been added in there. And it's different. We have everything we've learned in Marvel movies up to this point is involved in the production of Shang-Chi. We have a new hero being introduced, but they know now that people love that humor. They love the action. The drama isn't as critical as having this exciting story with humor built in. Shang-Chi is a product of everything that's been learned to date. Thor is before all this has been learned by Marvel. So it's tough to compare these. But Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, it was a fun movie. It was so much fun that I have to give it my vote over Thor. I'm grateful for Thor for introducing that character and being part of that initial group. But Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings has my vote.
S-H-A-N-G, Shang.
So those are my thoughts on last week's matchups. Let's see what the audience had to say. So the votes are in. Let's see. So first up, Iron Man versus the Incredible Hulk. The winner is Iron Man. Then we have Agent Carter versus Captain America Civil War. The winner is Captain America Civil War. The Avengers versus Ant-Man. The winner is the Avengers. And Thor versus Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The winner is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So I believe this is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time that all 4 of the picks I made actually were the ones to go through. So that does it for that group. Now we're on to the final 4 matchups of round 1. And for this group, we have number 7, Spider-Man Homecoming, versus number 26, Iron Man 3. Number 23, Captain America the First Avenger, versus number 10, Loki. Number 15, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, versus number 18, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And number 31, Thor the Dark World, versus number 2, Avengers Endgame. So just as before, the link to the survey to vote for these 4 matchups is in the description of this video below. So go ahead down there, cast your votes, and that survey will be closing tomorrow at 5 p.m. So it'll be Thursday, 5 p.m. And on Friday, a new video will reveal the winners from that group, and we will have all the different movies or TV shows moving on to round 2. Thanks for watching.